In my spare time, I like to run, exercise, more specifically trail running and adventure races. I like it because it challenges me and it allows me to push myself past my comfort boundaries and really see like what I can do. I always like to take on a challenge, so I'm not intimidated by something that might be really challenging, might intimidate other people. I appreciate the challenge and I think it helps me grow. I was attracted to critical care because it was a challenge. It's not always cookie cutter, and sometimes you think you're going one direction and then it ends up being a completely different direction, and every day is really a learning. Because of those challenges, you learn a lot. I enjoy being pushed to my boundaries and then proving to myself that I can go past those boundaries. It's not so much, I don't like to just go for like a little jog. I like to really run and if it becomes too easy, then it's like what's the next challenge? Like what's the next thing that I can do that's even more difficult than what I just did? So like I did half marathons for a while, and then I did a marathon because I've already felt like I conquered that level. Actually, I got into running because I ran cross country and track in high school. I tried out for the volleyball team, and none of my friends got on the volleyball team, and I didn't want to be the only freshman that played volleyball. So everyone seemed to be doing track, so I just did it. And I ended up being really good. Like I was a little chubby in high school, and everyone was like, this girl's not going to be good at cross country. My coach actually told me later on that they had bets of like which freshmen were gonna do well and which weren't, and no one thought I was gonna do well, and I ended up being like one of the best freshmen on the team. I actually went into nursing. I didn't have any family that was a nurse. I didn't have any experience. I've never been in a hospital before I started nursing school. But nursing was the most challenging program at the college I went to, and I wanted to prove that I could do it. And so that's really why I went into nursing. And it wasn't until I did my first clinical that I was like, wow, I actually really love this. I love doing this and being at the bedside. If in my everyday life, if something doesn't challenge me, it's most likely that I'll get bored with it. Especially with our open heart patients. There's a lot of times that I've told them my own struggles, and I understand that it's hard for them, but I want people to also challenge themselves, and things that are challenging, like for a patient maybe who's diabetic, whose culture calls for having a lot of carbs, let's say, and they don't think they can do it. And I know it's hard, you know what I mean? I know it's hard to change and to meet that challenge, but they have to. So I try to explain to them that even though it's challenging, it's worth it. If you can meet that challenge, it'll be worth it. When you think about like how your talent can relate to your job and help you in your job, I don't think that there's anything better than running, because running trains you to be able to continue to do your best when you're mentally and physically exhausted. You have to keep going, right? You have to have the same quality that you put in the beginning of your run, in the end of your run, or you're not going to do well. And the same with nursing. It shouldn't matter if it's the end of a 12-hour shift, maybe 3 12-hour shifts in a row, and you've just gotten the most heavy patient, someone who's very sick. It shouldn't matter. You need to give the same quality. Yes, you're exhausted physically, mentally, emotionally, but you have to train yourself to be pleasant and sharp and give it your all, the same quality. So I think that running has prepared me to do that.